Go. And we're back with Unforgettable Conversations. Guys, it's episode 84. We're close. We're getting close to episode 90, and we have a big release surprise for everyone regarding the update for a podcast, and it's going to be awesome because we're going to try to get on every single platform. Like every single platform you can think of, that's what we're going to try to do.
Making moves.
Like iHeartRadio, Pandora, Audible, Amazon Music, Apple Music. Right now we're on Spotify and we're on YouTube, but slowly we're working on trying to get the entire 84 episodes out to all those platforms. So hopefully through a little bit more work, we can get there. But today we got two special guests, one returning guest that's awesome to actually have back. And I haven't seen you in a while, James, because you left us for a little bit, went to San Clemente, but now you're back. And I think the last time you were here, I was looking at the seasons, and it was like season 3 or season 2.
Sounds about right.
And we're like at season 6 now. And then we have another special guest, a newcomer, Jamal.
Hey, what's up?
Welcome.
What's up, man? Appreciate y'all having me.
It's awesome to have you. And then you just came from a workout, which is pretty crazy to think that you just completed your 9th day, right?
9th day, yep.
You did this challenge just by yourself, right?
Yeah, just to do 9 this month. I started it in the beginning of the month. I was like, hey, I'm gonna do 9 for the month.
So for the Bromigos, tell them what you pretty much challenge yourself to do, because it's like I work out, he works out, we do workouts regular, and then you're over here just upping it up by throwing it into going into the sand dunes to go work out.
It's different out there. It's different. It's definitely pushed my limits, and I'm honestly doing it to motivate people and let people know that if you set a goal, anybody can achieve it. Just you got to put your mind to it and stay consistent. So that's what I did it for. I like seeing people work hard, and I'm here to elevate people's game because I feel like everybody has another level that they can go to. So
no, definitely. I like how you like you said, you're doing it just to motivate people. Yeah. And every single time I see you on Instagram, I think I personally get motivated because I'm over here just seeing like every single morning, like for us, like almost over a week.
I appreciate
you were going out there by yourself or sometimes with other people. And it's not the first time you've done it. You've done it like, I think you even had it in your stories like years ago. You were doing it a lot.
Do it since COVID. Yeah, since COVID.
And it wasn't just the sand dunes. It was like over here in like the Ventura Beach, like different spots. Yep. And that's just awesome to see you be able to do that, motivate people, and it's motivating me.
I appreciate that.
The other thing I wanted to talk to you about is I saw Cue Ball. And you came out in it, dude.
Oh, yeah,
so
man.
we have a famous celebrity in the house because this guy came out on Netflix, right?
Yeah,
I think I saw it on Tubi, but it's on Netflix,
it's on
and
Netflix.
Jamal came out.
Oh yeah, it was cool, man. It was a life-changing experience because that was when I got an invitation to try out for the Santa Cruz Warriors. And I guess what they would do, they would go to the jail facility, and they were like giving back to the jail facility. So one of the guys, I guess, really did good versus the Warriors,
right?
Santa Cruz, when they went up there and played against each other, and they invited him to the Santa Cruz Warriors trials. So it was basically like a movie in there because there's a whole bunch of cameras.
Right.
And I didn't know they were filming a movie.
Oh, they didn't tell you guys?
They just started throwing papers in front of you.
I was excited.
Sign this NDA real quick. We have the rights to your face and your likeness.
For real, yeah. I didn't know they were doing a movie. I just saw a whole bunch of cameras. I thought it was normal. I thought they were doing like a media day or something.
Okay.
I just was like, oh, okay. But then I guess the guy was an inmate and he was trying out for the Santa Cruz Warriors. So I think that was really cool how they did that.
Did you end up seeing the film?
Yeah, I actually did. It was a good film. It was really cool.
Yeah. It was like the San Quentin, the prison facility Warriors. They have like I guess you could say like a personal league there. And what they end up doing is they go up against other teams that are in the community that are helping out that program. And then eventually, towards the end of their season, they go up against the Golden State Warriors coaching team. And one of the guys was, I guess, like the guy that you're talking about. I think they nicknamed him ATL or something like that on the show or on the movie, the documentary or whatever. And he pretty much got to go with you guys
Yeah.
to go try out for the Santa Cruz
Santa Cruz Warriors.
Warriors. Yeah, and that's the G League.
Yep, the G
G
League.
League.
So what exactly is it? Because I don't know anything.
It's like,
That's why I brought James, because
oh,
I was
yeah,
like, I don't know anything about basketball that much, but James does, and I've never heard of the G League and what exactly it is.
It's basically like a substitute teacher basically for the NBA. Like people
Okay.
get pulled in from there up to the NBA. People get taken from the NBA back to the G League. So it's basically there's the A
Like
League.
semi-pros.
Yeah, semi-pros
okay.
for the NBA.
So not only are you famous as an actor now, technically, but you're also a semi-pro.
I guess you could say that, but yeah, I'm just trying to stay with it, and that was a really cool experience that humbled me and showed me like, man, this is special. Yeah, it was really cool to see
Yeah.
that.
Are you still involved with the Santa Cruz Warriors?
No, I'm not involved
Okay.
with the Santa Cruz Warriors. I did try out. That wasn't the only team I tried out for. I tried out for a whole bunch of teams.
Yeah.
Probably at least seven different G League teams.
Oh wow.
What other teams did you try out for?
The Stockton Kings, the Denver Nuggets G League team, Cleveland Cavaliers G League team.
Okay.
Okay.
Who else? The Delaware Blue Coats, the Philadelphia's G
Okay.
League team.
Did you have to travel for that?
Yeah, I had to travel for that.
Also, like out of state
Yeah,
to go.
out of state.
Oh,
yeah,
dang.
so all these trials, stay in rooms, and then so I tried out for a couple teams. I actually felt like for the Stockton Kings, I felt like that team I did really good because my little brother was right there,
Oh, nice.
and he
nice.
was like, it was like basically like
He tried out too.
no, he was watching.
Oh, he was watching,
yeah,
okay.
he was watching. And I basically, I don't know, till this day, it bugs me because I really feel like I should have made that team because I was killing. My little brother even told me, he was like, hey, Jamal, you're going, bro.
Yeah.
And but those experiences definitely, like, made me, motivated me and made me who I am today because those definitely made me realize that I love doing this and I love sharing my knowledge with all the kids and seeing people chase their dreams and their goals. So that's where it all tied in to me doing these sand workouts because I'm still trying to get back into it. If it's God's power and God's will for me, if it's God's path for me, then I'm willing to get back into it. But if not, I'm gonna take whatever route He wants me to. But yeah, that's my goal, to get back into the G League and
That's
go
good,
from
that's
there.
good.
Yeah.
Do you have to like pay your own way, or do they like kind of comp you guys a little bit of the travel stuff, or like to
If
travel to the locations if they invite you over?
they invite, they pay for some of it. But if you just sign up on your own, you got to pay for everything. But it's a win-win because you never know. You might get picked up, you may not. But there's a lot of people trying out, so it's like
Right.
there's probably like my last tryout I went to, probably like 100 people.
Oh man. So then it's like, are they picking out like 10 guys out of the
Probably like
100 or like two? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So it's like
the odds
very,
are-
very like competitive.
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
is. It really
That's
is.
crazy.
I was gonna ask how do you find out about the tryouts?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Online
Okay.
on the website, and then through word of mouth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they ever send out like recruits to other states so it's like easier for you guys to kind of like find out about these tryouts, or do they just specifically do it in their own state?
They do it in their own state usually. That's how I found out.
Okay.
I found out online and looking on their Instagram, they would be like hosting local tryout.
Okay.
And then
Like a
that's
little
how I-
combine or something like
Yeah.
that? Gotcha.
And have you built any connections? Like, do you keep in touch with any of the coaches or anything just to see what's up with the team, see if there's still opportunity out there?
Oh yeah, I still keep in connections. Like I keep in connection. I actually tried out for the South Bay Lakers too.
Okay.
A long time ago.
Man,
so-
with you could have been rolling with Bronny. Showing up LeBron's son, dude.
Dude.
I'm sorry, LeBron, but
Nah, you're funny. That's about it, man. Yeah, for real.
that's
Well,
awesome.
I know that you mentioned that you're also doing it kind of to motivate like the younger crowd. I keep seeing on your Instagram the Sports Academy. Is that what you're working in?
Oh yeah, that's where I work at. That's one of the spots I work out.
Okay.
I try to help out a little bit of everybody. Like I help out Rage Elite, Sports
Okay.
Academy, and a couple other people. I be training kids on the side. Yeah,
Gotcha.
I'm just trying to I like seeing people win. I like seeing
Yeah.
people win, and I'm trying to give back my knowledge to the younger generation because I remember back then, all these facilities and stuff, we didn't have all that.
Yeah, this is all relatively new. I mean, I know that there's a couple of people from church that have been taking their kids to like baseball academy or baseball boot camps, and I want to say it's like that, dude. Back in the day, it's like you just go play in the park.
Facts.
Yeah.
And nowadays it's like now you actually have people that have like the skills like you
Yeah, facts.
to be able to train these kids and kind of give them a better advantage. But it also comes with, I'm assuming, a price, right? Like the parents have to pay, or is it just community oriented? Like it's like
For the
like training.
oh yeah,
They have to pay, I'm assuming,
Yeah,
right?
at Sports Academy, they
Yeah.
have to pay and for each of their sessions, and if they want to do like if they want to like do a long term, they pay for like monthly stuff and things like that.
Gotcha. But that's still good. I mean, I feel like stuff like that is gonna elevate the game
Yeah.
further because
Oh, yeah.
in every single sport, because like I said before in the past, it's like you would just the person that was really good at playing any sport, basketball, baseball, whatever, football, they didn't have these like camps.
Facts.
Back then, it was just like that kid just really loved to play,
Yeah.
and he was every single day he would go and be out in the field playing. Now it's like they're actually going to an academy and
Yeah.
doing it.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's pretty awesome. What I wanted to tie into that was the fact that you're doing that and being part of that organization. Are you doing that like full time? Like, is that your job?
Yeah, that's what I do. I have my own little company, my own little business, and I have my my training things I do on the side. I train kids on the side from coaching and working at Sports Academy.
Gotcha. The role that you play is like as a personal trainer, or are you a part of a team in that?
Both.
Both?
Yeah, a little
Okay.
bit of everything.
Gotcha.
Team and personal training kids.
Gotcha. And then for that, would you say that these kids they look up to you? They see you not only as a coach but also as like a role model.
That's what I try to make them. I make them feel comfortable, and I make them feel like like I was once in their shoes.
Right.
So I feel like that helps me build a relationship with them, and they're like, okay, you know what? I try to like basically go down to their level where they're like, you know what? He's right. I just want them to understand that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not make every shot. So I try to make them feel as comfortable as they can, make them laugh a little bit, make them know that I'm not going to be mad at them if they make a mistake, because it's okay to make a mistake. And
Gotcha.
just get up and do it again.
That's our best teacher, right? Is
Yeah.
our mistakes.
Yeah.
Right about that one.
No,
Right.
definitely. What's the age group that you guys normally train with?
Well, I train all ages.
Okay.
But up there, I'll say it ranges from like 9 to 15, 16. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a pretty big range that,
Yeah,
that
it's
you
a big
kind of
range.
like train them. And this is all like what, after school or summer
Yeah,
during the
after
summer?
school, during the summer, spring. Yeah, every season.
Is this something that you think you would pursue, or is this just like something that you want to do for now and then slowly continue doing your career for the G League?
Oh yeah, I want to continue doing this. I always want to give back, man. There's always a kid.
There's always a
that's,
way you can give back to the community, right?
You're right about that one.
Yeah. What I want to connect with what James has done with now joining the new ministry
Thanks.
at church and being the leader of all the men's. How do you both of you can give, I guess, advice to someone that's also kind of getting into a new role of leadership on trying to become a influential leader, not only just a leader and like a person that they can look up to, but also be able to be like a person that they can listen to? Because obviously you have people that listen to you, and I know you're just getting into that role of like trying to get older men that are either your age or older, trying to be able to I guess listen to you and not feel like you're just another younger person that I'm not gonna listen to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think the key is, and I mean, this is probably anything in life that where you're dealing with other individuals, whether it's church, business, your personal relationships, especially taking into account we want to live like Jesus, like we want to be like Jesus, and the way I approach things is it's relational, right?
Right.
Like, people, they never will listen to you unless you take the time to get to know them.
Right.
You have to understand what people's interests are, what people are going through, their lives, their kids, their family.
Right.
And so I think it takes time, and you have to build rapport with others.
Right.
So even in starting out a new ministry at church, like with the men, I'm looking at it like I don't want to just get a bunch of people and get a bunch of phone numbers and try to build a roster of people. I want to get to know everybody and uniquely know what's going on in their life so I can
Right.
support them to the best of my ability.
Gotcha. I know that you've recently been doing all these events. Like, what even like got you to that point where it's like, I know that you said like you're trying to build a relationship. What got you to those events that you're done? Like, I know that you have like a list of different ones for the year. Which ones are those that you've come up with to relate to men?
So right now, the big one that's coming up in July is we're gonna do a Dodgers game.
Right.
And the Dodgers game is for men and their kids. It's just a bonding time, just a time for all of us to gather together, do something fun, and have an experience. And what better way than bringing your kids to the ballpark? Those are memories that I feel like last a lifetime.
No, that
Um,
definitely.
And another one is another bonding event, but it's just geared towards men. Is axe throwing. There's a new spot that
Right.
just opened up, Mighty Axe in the collection. I want to
Yeah.
talk to them and see what it's going to take to get rented a spot out there. But I think it's just outside of church. Everybody knows each other, and you might have an interaction with somebody and say like hi but like we want to build deeper relationships, because let's face it, no matter who you are, man, woman, child, you have problems. Like we all have things we go through.
that's true.
And I think especially for men, the hardest thing is communicating that, right? Like
Right.
men, we tend to isolate. So the goal for me is to open up opportunities for guys to gather together and just do fun things where maybe I didn't know this guy very well, but by the end of this day I've had a whole conversation with him and I know his views on life. I know about his family. I know a little bit more about him, and I may have that opportunity to maybe begin to open up and build a relationship with him. Maybe we will start texting during the week and just keep in touch with each other. And then maybe one day, if I am going through something, I can talk to that person.
Reach out to that person,
That's
yeah.
kind of what I want to develop, is just give everybody opportunities to get to know each other. Maybe there's somebody you've always wanted to talk to, but you never had an opportunity. Now we're all together and we're all spending time and we're getting to know each other. You open up a little bit more.
Facts.
Yeah. I think this podcast has helped me out a lot with it, because the way that you're saying, like, I mean, me and Jamal, we've known each other since high school, but I think the last time I saw you was probably 2012, maybe 2013, maybe
real.
2014 if we ran into each other at the store or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's been a minute.
And this was a perfect opportunity to bring you over to my house,
Yeah.
introduce you to my brother-in-law, like have a conversation. And I hope that you enjoy it and that
I
you can
am.
come back later on for another episode later on in the future. But like how he's trying to do that, how have you built your team or the kids that you are a leader to, team building skills? Because obviously the whole sport, basketball, is team building.
Yeah.
So how do you bring these different kids that are talented together? And like, is there maybe a team building session or something that you use to strategize to get them to kind of connect with each other and build that teamwork?
Actually, I do. I have people partner up and have them do drills together, and I have them like just do a couple of drills together and get familiar with each other, and I have everybody give high fives, and I try to bring good energy. I feel like energy is contagious with kids,
Right,
because
right.
kids go based off of energy.
Yeah.
Like say I'm all sad and negative, then it's gonna hit one kid, then another kid's gonna start being sad and negative. So I try to just bring positive energy and just like tell all the kids just to be yourself and have fun, because a lot of kids are nervous and in that shell. They're in
Yeah.
that shell like this in the corner, and I go talk to them and I go, hey, come over here, because you never know, another kid might be feeling that way. So I just try to make them feel as comfortable as possible.
Do you ever have you ever had any experiences with kids that are just super like sheltered, like maybe this is their way of kind of reaching out, or their parents are pushing them to get into the program
Yeah.
so that they can be more out of their shell?
Yeah, I had a handful of those type of kids, but I try not to let them. I like watch them, and I'm like, okay, let me slowly gravitate towards them, make them feel like they belong here. Like
That's good.
they're the
I
same
like
as
that.
everybody else. You're a person. We're all human. So I make them feel like you're here for a reason. You're not just here just because. You're actually important. Everybody that's alive and on earth is important. So I try to make them feel like You know, you're here with us. You're part of this team, and I always have us all come together. And I break up, and I like one I like saying, and I was like, go 1, 2, 3 together. That's like what I have everybody say.
Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah, like huddled up.
Yeah, huddled up, and everybody bring it in, because I feel like that helps them too. Like, be like, okay, I'm part of something, you know. Then that gives them a little pep in their step, and they get excited, and they start talking to each other. So that's what I feel like, you know, helps a lot.
When I think a big thing too, a great business mentor taught me is that we all have common ground, right?
Right.
Because you want to get to know people, and so it's important that we have to find.
Try to pull this closer to you,
it's
and if you want, you can pull it closer
okay.
to you. The closer it is to your I always say like keep it like maybe a hand's width away from you, because that way it gets clearer. But yeah, you were saying about the
we all can relate to each other. Like we all have differences, and we all have things that we may not agree on, but it's really easy to find common ground with people. And I think that's the thing, is you have to find that common ground, because once you find common ground, that hard exterior starts to break,
right,
and people start to open up a little bit more.
Nice.
How was it when you came to over here? Because I know that when we first met, it was almost like we both were like, how do we continue this conversation? Like, how was it for you when you came over to over here, like to build friendships?
It was challenging. It was really challenging, but I saw, you know, everything. I see God's fingerprint on everything in my life, and so when I had the opportunity to come out here to California, I knew that it was God, and I knew God was bringing me out of my environment, because you know, Vegas just wasn't the best environment to be in to begin with, and you know, I knew it was time to go, and so I saw it as a challenge, but I pushed myself. You know, I came into a church not knowing anybody, and you know, I got to meet you, Danny, Tim, Jake, and Alex,
which is a lot of the guys that have been on the podcast.
And I, you know, just took it as an opportunity that let me challenge myself, let me get outside of myself a little bit more, because I knew that this is where I was at, and I needed to start to open up. And so I really tried to get out of my shell. And you know, we're family now, and
yeah,
we're,
definitely,
we're not just family by marriage, but like you're my brother, like you know. And I think it's just because, you know, we took the time to get to know each other, and I'm very grateful for it. But I think, like you said, I really appreciate what you were doing with the sand dune runs, how you're trying to motivate people. I think the biggest thing is all of us are the same at the end of the day. Like, nobody's better than anybody else. So I think we have to take the time to challenge ourselves, whether it's, you know, being more social, whether it's physically challenging ourselves or mentally challenging ourselves.
Right.
We have to realize that we all have the same 24 hours, and we all have the same opportunity. The people that really make it are the ones that step out and say, you know what, I'm going to get out my comfort zone a little bit.
That's what it's about.
I feel like a lot of people nowadays, especially our age, because we're pretty much around the same age. I mean, I'm going to turn 31. You're about 34.
Yeah.
I was going to say 32. And Jamal, you're like 30.
Yeah.
30. So we're all around the same age, and there's a lot of people our age that are young men. I would consider us young still, that are struggling and probably falling through the cracks and falling into depression, falling into different issues with life and whatnot. And the fact that, like you said, you're trying to motivate people. How else would you, I guess, motivate someone that's maybe in your position or our positions, or maybe not in the same opportunities that you've been, but like words of encouragement that you could maybe give them to be able to kind of challenge themselves? Like you said, you're essentially challenging yourself so you could have people motivated to challenge themselves. What other, I guess, words of encouragement would you give them to someone that's like maybe a little bit younger than you, that might be thinking like, I want to be more like Jamal because he's out there in the morning early working hard. How can I become more like that?
Oh, yeah. Honestly,
Get closer to the.
oh yeah. Honestly, what I'll say is I'll tell them, I'll be like, hey, you woke up this morning, right?
Man.
That means God's not finished with you. So like, you got it. I'll just tell everybody. I tell everybody, you can do it. I always like just give little motivational phrases like keep going, and I say,
Let's get
Hard
it.
work. Yeah, let's get it. Hard
Even
work.
today, right before
Yeah.
we got in here, he's like, let's get it.
Yeah, bro. I try to bring energy in any way I can because I know I say this, but energy really is contagious. And I
Yeah.
try to, when I see somebody like, I can like feel energy. Like say when I see somebody down or something and I feel like they need a little motivation, I just tell them to keep on going and keep pushing. And I tell them it always can be worse. Like we could be praying for our breath, but we're not. We have our arms and our legs.
Man, that's
and I
good.
just tell them
That is good.
the key to happiness. I just tell them to be happy, just be thankful for the little things. Like just be thankful,
Yeah.
you know, because at the end of the day, we could be on the other side, you know. So we're here. So I just try to preach that to them and just tell them to stay positive, because you know anybody can do what they want in life. You just got to go do it. So
That's true. That's true. I always say, for someone that's having a bad day, I always tell them the same thing that I always think of it myself. And if you're ever going through like a bad day, even
Yeah.
if you're somewhat motivated, and then the next day you're not motivated, I always say, like, at the end of the day, whatever you're going through, whatever problem at work, between your relationships, between maybe your parents, between a loved one, anything, like someone cussed you out in traffic or something like that, at the end of the day, your head's still going to hit that pillow. That's going to be your safe zone, is your home.
yeah,
So at the end of the day, you're still going to be at home on your pillow. That's that comfortable spot, and you're going to be happy regardless. So it just,
agree.
you're going to go through it. We all go through it. It's going to pass.
Yeah.
It's going to pass.
Facts.
Do you
When
have
I-
anything that you normally go with?
Well, I was thinking, I always try to take things back to the Word of God, right? Because
Right.
the word of God is powerful. You know, it's sharper than a two-edged sword, and the Bible says that God works all things for good for those that love Him, are called according to His purpose. So I always try to remember in those little moments that God has a purpose in everything. Whether you know we see it now, whether we understand it, God is using it, and
For real.
it may be, you know, 5 days down the road, 5 years down the road, 50 years down the road, but at some point it's going to make sense.
No,
And
yeah,
at some
definitely.
point,
I agree.
I mean, every opportunity is a learning opportunity, right? Like that's the key, is what are we taking from it?
Facts.
No, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I like that. I wanted to kind of tell a story about high school because it's actually how I met Jamal, and
man,
I
here
think
we
this
go.
would be perfect because I don't even know if you remember
I
it.
probably don't.
You probably don't, but don't
I
worry.
remember
Don't worry.
it,
You're
so
gonna you're gonna look like a superstar right now, dude. I'm gonna make you look like a superstar. So, for a lot of the Bromigos, they already know that I was in special ed the majority of elementary school all the way to high school. And then right when I got into high school, I slowly started classing out of those classes. And there was multiple classes where I had to take multiple tests to class out of them.
Yeah.
So one of them was my English class that they would have me like go in there for like a couple months. Then I'd take a test, class out. Then I'd go to the next class. I'd be there for like a month or like a couple weeks, and then I'd class out again. I'd take a test. So towards, I think, junior year or maybe sophomore year is when I officially met Jamal. But it was during one of those classes that I was classing out of and going into, I think, college prep.
Yeah.
I think was the regular classes that we were going to. But at the time, our school was doing these. I don't know if you remember them. They were like block English classes.
Oh yeah, I remember those. Yep.
So, for some reason, my schedule had me as one of my old classes with one of my new classes, even though it's supposed to be a block class. So, like the class that we had together, we were supposed to be there for, I think it was like, I don't know, 4th and 5th period. I would only go for 4th, and then I'd get pulled to go to the other class because I had to be in attendance for both. So there was this one teacher, I don't know, I don't remember her name. I think it was like Miss Harris or something, like some white lady.
Okay.
And there was a time where we were doing a project, and I only had technically one period to really prepare for the project, while everybody else had the 2 periods while I was going to the next class. So I was doing my project one time, and I did half of it pretty much because I didn't have the night.
You had half the time.
I have half the time. So
For real.
she chewed me out when I was doing the presentation hard. She's like,
I think
what? Like she was going like off on me. And there was only like everyone in the class was just like watching it like if it was a traffic collision, like they were just watching it like a fire. One person stood up and not stood up, but stood up to the teacher and said, like, give him a chance. Like, that he leaves to the other class. That was Jamal.
Man.
So Jamal was there, and he was the only guy that actually was like, why do you have to be rude like that? Like, that he goes every single time to another class. Like, give him a chance to like finish what he did, like, and actually be able to do it. And that's how I remember I met Jamal for the first time. Yeah. No, I appreciate you, brother, because I remember that teacher was like on me, and I was like, she was like, why didn't you finish it? You had plenty of time. And I was like, I didn't even know what to say. I was just kind of like, I don't know. I was going to the other class. I thought you knew. And she was chewing me out hard, dude. And I remember back then I was just like nervous. I was like, I'm just got classed out and got into this class. And then eventually throughout the year, I ended up getting to the block schedule, and she like kind of apologized a little bit, but the one person that had my back that time, and then I think we didn't really even know each other that much. So he just stood up for me, not really knowing me. Like, there was no friendship there.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, I was just like, dang, dude, Jamal.
Yeah.
He's pretty
I
awesome.
appreciate that, man. That's love.
So I don't even know if you remember
I
that.
don't. I just like helping people. That's why
yeah.
I like seeing people. I don't like seeing people down. So I
Yeah.
appreciate you remembering that, because yeah, that meant a lot for you to say.
Yeah,
man.
dude, you were
Appreciate
impactful
that.
back then. You're impactful now,
I
dude.
appreciate that, man. But yeah, right now, not trying to cut it short, but I do gotta go watch my daughter's game.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
Because we
so-
actually have a FBI screening
Yeah.
and the California State screening.
right.
Yeah, because our
That's
church
nice.
is doing this like organization where we're doing the fingerprints and everything, and we actually have to be going out. So, Jamal, it was awesome having you. I hope that you enjoyed it, and hopefully
yeah,
we can
I
get
did.
you on here with the other guys next time. I know the guys were a little bit busy. One of them is doing the bridal shower, the other one's doing apartment hunting. So
Yep.
the next time, got to get you on here next
Okay,
time. And
appreciate
thank you for coming on.
I appreciate
and
you
it was
having me,
awesome to
man.
have you, dude.
I
And then
appreciate
James,
you
you
Yeah,
too,
Jamal,
dude.
good meeting
You
you.
too,
Yeah.
James. I
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
you, man. All love, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank
All
you,
right,
bro.
brother.
Thank you guys,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
Appreciate y'all.
Alrighty, let's end this. Bye, everybody.